Okay, YouTubers, this is the Angryprepper. Today we're going to talk about preparing for a deep freeze blackout. Now, I know that a lot of people have been through blackouts in deep freezes before, right? So we're talking about anything below freezing. I know people in North Dakota, South Dakota, Wisconsin, Montana, Michigan, they've had blackouts before, and they've had, really bad cold weather blackouts. But when you're talking about the Southwest, these are people that never had to deal with this kind of shit. And if they did, it was short term, right? So it lasted a couple of hours, maybe a day, but not 4 days in, and not with their water freezing now. Water pipes freezing. The water treatment plant is down, so there wasn't any treated water coming through, if you will. They have to boil their water because now they're in a boil advisory, right? So the government is advising them to boil their water. So power is coming back. I think people are, most of Texas got their power back. I think only 360,000 households are without power. That was down from, what was it, 3 million that didn't have power in my last video. So that being said, the numbers are changing and the situation is changing very fast. So as I'm doing these videos, these things are changing. But what's not going to change is how to prepare for the next deep freeze blackout. First thing you need to do is develop a plan. Now, because this is probably going to happen again, and listen guys, this can happen next year, next month, this can happen 10 years from now. But nonetheless, you want to have a plan so that this doesn't happen again, because a lot of you are going to remember this for a very long time. So developing a plan is important because you don't want the next blackout to happen and you are caught with your pants down. This is why preppers prep, so that we don't panic, we don't flip out, we don't scratch our heads and go, what next? We know exactly what to do next when there's a blackout. A blackout in general, doesn't matter whether it's in Florida, doesn't matter whether it's in fucking Tahiti or Alaska, you know how to adapt to it if you're a prepper. Now, everyone in Texas was caught with their pants down because it was a longer lasting blackout than usual and it was cold. So you had the double whammy. Now that you're developing a plan, you're going to develop a plan for a deep freeze blackout and not just a regular blackout. Because obviously a regular blackout, you go get your batteries, you go out to your backyard, you hang out back there for a little while, you smoke, you drink, you do whatever the fuck you do. But this is different. So the plan you're going to develop has to be planned around your family. You can't take a general plan and then make that for everyone in your household. Everyone is different. Every household is different. So you have to devise a plan for your family. That being said, if you do need some help in planning that, you can reach out to me at angryprepper@gmail.com, or you can reach out to the other preppers, Prepper Nation, Grim Survival, Papa Prepper, Prepper Tribe, Gray Man Prepping, Faithful Prepper. You can hit Pinball Preparedness. You can hit any one of these guys up. Bear Independent. You can hit up any one of these preppers that you like or you follow. They're going to help you out because these guys know their shit. So just keep that in mind if you need help for a plan. But again, the best plan is for you to figure out how you're going to tackle that. If the power goes out during another deep freeze, how are you going to get water? Well, you're going to turn to your bottled water. Hopefully you have that stored, right? How are you going to keep warm? Well, maybe you're going to turn to your blankets, your sleeping bags, your Mr. Buddy heater, your space heater, right? Those are the things you're going to enact. All right, how much gasoline should I get for my generator? Well, run your generator once and figure out with a pen and paper, guys. You're going to run your generator and you're going to figure out what you can run on that generator, how much gasoline it's using up, how much power it's pulling. And that's going to dictate how much gasoline you need for a week or two. Gather your supplies early. You definitely know that a storm is coming. Storms don't pop up out of nowhere, guys. Storms are like, the weatherman's like, all right, 7 days out, guys, you got a big storm headed your way. The temperature is going to go below 22 degrees. You know 7 days out that this storm's coming. Hell, even 3 days out, you know this storm is coming. You can still be prepared. You can still get ready. So don't act late act early. If this is a possible storm coming, you still prepare for that possibility of that storm. You do not wait till the storm hits and goes, fuck, I think I should get ready. That is not the time to get ready. You need to do it early. And as soon as you hear something possibly coming your way, you prepare for it. Now, this goes without saying, guys. Water. We saw a lot of busted pipes, so people are without water because of that reason alone. People's pipes froze up as well, so they didn't have water coming out of their taps. Then the water treatment plant lost power, so the water was untreated and people had to boil it. So you had a lot of factors with water. Get yourself bottled water or get yourself food grade containers where you can store your treated water. You would treat it yourself with a bleach treatment solution, right? And this is the treatment for the water right here. This is the table you're going to use to treat your water depending on how much water you have and how many drops you're going to use to that amount of water. So keep that in mind. Food, preferably non-perishable food, guys, not like more meats and stuff like that. Now listen, you want to have more meat and stuff like that, that's fine, but non-perishables are very important. MREs are good. Freeze-dried food, canned food, Chef Boyardee or string beans, whatever canned goods you like. Fucking Spam if you really have to eat that shit. Corned beef hash, right? Those canned goods, those are non-perishable. Those are going to last in your shelf for a very long time. Now, why am I talking as if this is your first time? Because some people never thought of prepping until this happened. So this video is for you guys who are just getting into this. Batteries, guys, are a must. Warm clothing are a must. Now, obviously, warm clothing for the obvious reason. If you looked at a lot of Texans, they were wearing everything they had. 3 sweatpants, 8 socks, 2 shoes, fucking eight hats, right? 4 neck scarves, 5 jackets, right? You saw the way these people were dressed because they didn't have warm clothing and they didn't have winter clothing. Now, I know in Texas, winter clothing is not needed, but it's nice to have a nice little winter jacket on the side and maybe a thicker pair of pants. That's it. You don't have to go crazy with the wardrobe. You only need 1 or 2 extra items and some warm socks. That's it. You don't need to go fucking hats and horns with the clothing. Just get some warmer clothing. Now I said batteries. Obviously batteries, what I was reading, power goes out, you're going to need batteries. And you can also get chargers, right? So chargers are like the new thing for preppers because you can charge it with a solar panel. The sun's out the next day, you throw the thing on your deck or wherever the fuck you throw it, and you can charge the battery charger up again so you can charge your smaller items. Depends on the battery charger, it's going to dictate what you can charge and how many times you can charge it. Wood for your fireplace. I'm hearing that people are breaking their fences down and burning that. So with that, get more firewood so you don't have to resort to that. You don't want to burn paint and stuff like that in your fireplace. You want firewood for your fireplace. With the fireplace, guys, a side note, make sure your fireplace is cleaned. Clean it out. Make sure you have a fire extinguisher or a bucket of water nearby in case the fireplace starts a fire. Those are the 2 things you should have, either water, bucket of water, or fire extinguisher. Now, gasoline is 2 parts. Gasoline for your car, extra gasoline for your car, preferably in the 5-gallon tanks, and gasoline for your generator, preferably in a 5-gallon tank. Make sure you have gasoline designated for your car and gasoline designated for your generator, so that, not that you don't mix them up, so you know how much you have of which. Know that you have 20 gallons of gasoline for your car and 10 gallons of gasoline for your generator. Mr. heaters and space heaters, they're pretty much one and the same. I like Mr. heaters because they stand up strong. They use propane, little camping or propane tanks, and they last a pretty long time and they give out a lot of heat. Now, the thing with space heaters is space heaters work in smaller rooms. So if you have high ceilings, keep in mind it's going to use more energy to heat up the room with high ceilings. So you might want 2 in a room. The room I'm in right now, the ceilings are probably 12, 13 feet. So I would need 2 heaters in here to heat this room up instead of 1. That's 2 Mr. Buddy heaters as well. So the smaller the room, the better. Now, if you're going to use a Mr. Buddy heater, you can put that in a tent with you. Low, and put it in the tent and keep your tent indoors. Don't put your tent outside. Put your tent indoors to keep warm. That's another heating trick. You want to heat up an area, and the smaller the area, the better heating it's going to do, even with your body. Tents are great. If you can get yourself a cheapo bullshit tent from Target, do so. Pitch that in your living room, put yourself and the kids inside it, or put your kids in one, put you and the wife in another. You're heating up a smaller area, you're going to stay warmer. Sleeping bag, get a decent sleeping bag. Doesn't have to be anything crazy because you're already indoors inside a tent. So the sleeping bag, it all depends on how comfortable you want to be. One tip with a sleeping bag, guys, actually 2 tips with the sleeping bag. Before you get in your sleeping bag, do some squats, some push-ups, even jumping jacks to heat your body up right before you get into the sleeping bag, before you go to sleep. 2, make sure you take a piss before you lay down. It is a pain in the ass to get up out of your sleeping bag to take a piss. And also, your body warms your waist. Your piss and your shit. Your body concentrates the heat on that. If you take a piss and the shit before you go to sleep, you're going to sleep warmer through the night. 3rd tip, sorry, forgot about this one. Heating up a metal water container, put it in a sock. Not the metal water container, sorry, heat up water, put it in the metal water container, put it in a sock, leave it by your feet. You're going to have the warmest night you ever had. Again, I said this in my live stream, I'm going to say it again. Never use your stove to heat up your apartment. Gas ovens sometimes don't burn efficiently enough, and they emit carbon monoxide. Carbon monoxide's bad. There's been a lot of calls in Texas because people have been heating their homes up with their ovens, barbecue grills, that's stupid, gas grills, and their cars. Now the problem with the car is, if you are going to stay in your car to stay warm, you need to open up the garage doors. You cannot do it outside. You also need to dig the snow out from your exhaust so that the exhaust flows free. A mother and child in Long Island a few years ago died in the snow banks, or the snow, sorry, because they got trapped in the snow on the highway. The snow, built up on top of the car, blocked the exhaust. The exhaust backfed into the car, and the mother and I think it was the son died from carbon monoxide poisoning. Now, should she have gotten out periodically to dig out her exhaust? Absolutely. Did she know better? No. That's some things people don't notice or know, actually. So keep that in mind. If you're going to do that outside as well, make sure you have to get out periodically to free up your exhaust. And if you're going to do it in your garage, open your garage doors. The other thing is, guys, oven fires have started because people have left their ovens on for a long period of time. So especially if you have a dirty stove and you have a lot of grease, you can start a grease fire, which turns into an oven fire inside your oven and can lead to an actual house fire. So don't use your stove, because we've been to more than enough fires. We, as firefighters, been to more than enough fires started by ovens. Now, the carbon monoxide exposure has been due to poor decision or desperate. Now, I get it, you being desperate and cold, but if you're desperate and you're cold, take your ass to a warming center. Don't use your stove, because you can, again, kill yourself either A, by carbon monoxide poisoning, or burning your house down. Carbon monoxide symptoms: dizziness, headaches, vomiting, upset stomach, confusion, and then death. Now, by the time you're at the confusion stage, you're at the end stage, if you will. If you start getting confused, if you start getting a headache, open up all your windows and shut your stove off. Because I'm pretty sure people are not going to listen and going to do what they want to do. So do yourself a favor, get yourself a carbon monoxide detector. With that, at the very least, you can detect carbon monoxide in your home before you get to that stage, and you can shut everything off, open windows, and air it out. Yes, I know, opening the windows counterproductive, but it's better to be counterproductive and alive than not counterproductive and dead. So this is my favorite part, because stupid doesn't live here. Don't be stupid. Just remember that, guys. Don't be stupid. Stupid doesn't live here. Do not heat your home with your oven. That's number one. Do not heat your home with a charcoal grill, because people were doing it in Texas. Do not heat your home with a propane grill, because people were doing it in Texas. And don't use your oven. If you are that desperate, take your ass to a warming center. And if you're going to, again, with the fireplace, and if you're going to use your fireplace, guys, don't leave it unattended. Whatever you do, do not leave it unattended. Attend to it if you have to, 24/7, sleep by it, whatever it is. Have a fire extinguisher and or a bucket of water. Whatever you choose to have next to it. But moving forward, make sure your chimney is clean, especially if you use your fireplace a lot, because the last thing you want is for your house to burn down. All right, guys, other than that, this is the Angryprepper. Sorry for that long-ass video. I just wanted to get it out of the way because I can't believe what's going on in Texas. I can't even believe what's going on in the Southwest with this weather and shit. It's sort of like 2021 is fucking coming in hot, like just fucking guns blazing. And here we are in the shooting gallery, fucking trying to dodge bullets. All right, guys, so this is the Angryprepper. Thank you for watching. And you can also follow me on the Angry Truth channel. Like and subscribe to that. All right, guys, thank you for watching.